There we go. Something got messed up. Make sure you cut it in a group. And that just means when I hit that note and say I wanted to go to another note, when you cut by, it's cutting to itself. So when you hit that note and say you hit a note before the sound actually finishes playing, it'll cut it off and allow that next note to be played without clashing with each other. So if you shut this off and do notes really quick, sounds terrible. So if you cut it, it shuts off. Like I'll hit C and G close together. But if you have it off, so your best bet is to have that on. And if you, let's say, have two different subs in a song and you have one on your downbeat and then you have something coming through to finish off like your pattern, you would have both of them cut at the same number. So when one plays and it hasn't finished like ringing out, as soon as you hit that next note, it cuts that first one off. So the problem here is my kick may have too much low end information. So when I hit my kick, my sub bass, we'll take a look at it here. That's my sub, and this is my kick. When I hit the kick and sub at the same time, they may be fighting each other. See low information here? So we gotta do something to fix that. I can cut it, but then it changes the sound. And the whole reason why I like that kick sound is because of that low end. So we can either play the 808 higher, which sounds thin, but maybe we don't want to do that. The other thing I can do is run this. This is my sub 808. Run that to my bus, and then I have my drums routed to the 808 sidechaining. And this is my favorite plugin. And if you turn this to this enables your sidechain. So it's getting the information from my drums into this. And this is already set up. Instead of in from the bass, it's taking the information from the drums external and compressing. So now we might be able to use the bass. But I'm gonna hammer that down because we don't want it to interfere at all. That kick has a massive amount of low information. If you look at the kick, I'm not trying to raise the levels, I'm just trying to get an idea where this is. So C1, right here. There, the kick is actually hitting on C. And typically you do want your drums to be in tune with your song and your instruments and all that. You want everything playing in the same key. Sounds more harmonious, but not every single song, not every track, not every beat. Sometimes you want either harmony or dissonance. So we'll do a little something like that. Go back to pattern 2, put this in. I could play it. I got it set up to play it. If you click on record, right click, you can change to notes, audio, clips, automation, and typically most of the time you use notes for, like, when you play a keyboard, it puts it right into the keyboard roll here, piano roll. And recording is from a microphone, guitar, stuff like that. So if I was going to record audio vocals, I would hit audio instead of notes. But right now we want notes, so we're going to go. I got the pre-count on, so all we got to do is hit record. Just 2 bars. Sometimes it does this. I'm not really sure what it's trying to do there, but and then from here you can do Control Q, quantize. Quantize just puts everything in time, on beat, with your grid, on grid, off grid, on grid, quantize. The other thing I will do is, if you want to slide your bass notes, I will clone this, because you have to change this so that this can ring out. But now you're controlling your tail of, as soon as I let it go, it just shuts right off. So we'll figure this out. But say I want to do the slide, I'll copy this, put this in here, delete all these so that I can do my slide right here. This right here is the slide. So we'll go bam, gotta bring this out long. We typically keep this short, sounds better. Gotta get rid of these. really sound all that great right now to begin with. Was it G? It don't work. Not really vibing. It just doesn't really sound all that great. I'd like to go meh, meh. Meh, 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 meh. Or, since I'm on C, why am I on G? That's stupid. Woo woo. Woo woo. Hear how it's crackling? Because those two sounds are hitting at the same time, the kick and the bass. We gotta pull everything down. That's better. Another little trick, if you highlight the top and hit Control B, it'll duplicate the pattern you made into another bar, or another 2 bars, or another 4, depending on what you're using. And scroll this down, do that, so now I got a pattern. So now, because I want that to be my ending, I'll just take these out. I can't do that though because I have this on. So if I want to have that extra hit in there, I gotta come back here and put it here so that it cuts off for that one. So I gotta make sure this has the cut on, which it's on 4, because it won't cut if you use the envelope. Not really liking the 808. I mean, I like it, but it's too loud. I hear it crackling, and it's hitting right there. Not really sure. I got an idea, but let's see if we can do it. I use a limiter here because it's softer at rolling off the top of the audio file rather than a clipper. A clipper has a sharp cutoff. So when you have a sound like this, well, this isn't really going to show us. This is probably more ideal. So when you have a sound and it plays, a clipper essentially is like that line. That purple is what went over the line, and the clipper just cuts it right off, shaves it off like scissors. And that's what you got. And it creates distortion at that point where you hear it. That's why when at the beginning, when I brought up the volume of that snare or clap, if you bring it up too much, this part will be up into the clip portion, the zero part. That's why it doesn't sound very good. You have all this extra noise along with it. I gotta make sure this is actually the right pitch. C sharp. I don't think we want a C sharp. I think we want a C. So I'll put this as C sharp. Now it should play C. C. But now I want to get my levels back up. That's hitting around 2.4 dB. I'll just put a clipper just to make sure it's not going over. See, it was. And the clipper keeps it from going over 0. And then when you bring it down, you're bringing all this audio that's running to this bus is getting clipped to 0. And now you're bringing it down. So it's 0. If you play it straight up, it's at 0. So if you add anything to it, instruments, 808, in that same frequency range, it's going to push the whole level up. So we need to bring this down. Where am I at? There's 2 dB. Let's go 3. It's probably too much, but we'll fix it. I feel like that bass sounds weird. Kind of sounds like it's got a lot of high end on it. Yeah, it does. Now it's not crackling as much. See, we're at negative 0.3. Not hitting 0, but we're still dangerously close. So if we add instruments, I also have my limiter here, which is also doing work, not allowing everything to go over. So shut off the instruments again and just do the bass and the drums. See, my snare is hitting. So what I see is my snare, when the bass is not playing, is hitting way down below 0. But when the bass is playing, it's hitting 0. So I can mess with this. In my kick drum. Maybe I want to compress this a little bit. Not a lot. By moving the attack of the compressor over, it pushes the sound, which this is on the drums, makes them more dull sounding, less transient. So we're doing about 3 dB gain reduction. It kicks just a little too loud. Maybe I can chop that off too before it gets into there. Not a lot, just a little bit. See, we're hitting 0. It's a prime example of having a bass that has the same frequency right here, about 32-ish. I can tell you right here, C1, 33, right? Go to my kick, C1, it's basically hitting the same area. And what's happening is these two sounds are clashing and fighting for this area. So if I put a EQ on here, see how it's my kick and my bass are both in the same frequency space. I mean, what do? I like the kick sound and I like the bass sound. So you gotta compromise somewhere. I mean, even though I'm running my drums back into my bass and sidechaining it, that's what that is right there. Whenever the kick hits, it's pushing this frequency down so that it makes room for my kick. And as soon as the kick dissipates and the noise goes back to infinite, it allows my kick to come back up. If you do that, say I bring this over here so that it hits the whole frequency range, it'll have a pumping effect. It drowns out the entire bass. So I just do it by frequency. It's more transparent. Same thing, that's what 6 is doing for the hi-hat. It doesn't even need to be that much. So you gotta make a choice. Either use a different kick, different bass, use a different octave. I just love how much low end there is on that kick, but it's more of a pumpy club kick. So we'll fool around, see what we can do. So I copied the pattern from that kick to my other kicks that I also like. And now we'll basically do an A/B test back and forth. Can't even hear that low. So that tells me this kick would probably be better suited for something without that deep bass in it. Now this is a good example of cutting all the frequency after the kick. That's cutting it. Sounds different. Almost sounds like it's adding a higher, like it's adding higher frequencies, but it's not. It's just getting rid of all of the stuff it doesn't need down below it. It doesn't need to be there. You're never gonna hear it. You could probably feel it, and it's just interfering with the rest of the mix. The more you can get rid of all that junk down here, the more you can bring the volume of your mix up. And it really depends on what you want for a sound. And if people are listening to this beat on a phone or small headphones or small speakers or cheap speakers, you need this high information. That's what they would hear on a phone, essentially. Right there. Cutting out all the bass. So if you just drop this out, you might still get the effect of the kick, but it won't be audible. So I try to make sure I have something in there, because trap and hip hop beats, not so much boom bap, but trap, they get rid of all this high end. Not all of it, but it's not as prominent. And that's what helps define a genre in hip hop, boom bap, trap, drill, like how you shape your sounds is what can help determine a genre.